All right, and welcome to my name's Chris, the independent filmmaker.
I'm Jess, of course, the non-independent filmmaker.
That's right, and we have another movie review tonight.
Yeah,
And
super excited.
Yeah, this one's been a long time coming, actually. So, what are we reviewing tonight?
We're reviewing The Ugly Stepsister tonight.
That's right, The Ugly Stepsister. This came out a while
ago.
Yeah, April or May of this year. But I just recently found it and was really intrigued about the theme of it and the person who made it and the people that actually made it. So this is going to be a little different. It's going to be a review, but we're also going to be talking about a very important topic as well.
Yeah.
So please stay tuned. And if you don't know about us, we do movie reviews and interviews with creatives from the horror comedy space and the horror space. And we do movie reviews of horror and comedy movies.
Yeah.
So
That's us.
That's us. So please stay tuned for that. Yes. Like I said, we're doing the movie review of The Ugly Stepsister. And do you want to know what it's about?
Nah.
No. They want to know what it's about. So
They want to know
we're
what
going to go
it's
over what it's about. So The Ugly Stepsister is a Norwegian body horror reimagining of the Cinderella story, told entirely from the perspective of the overlooked, tormented stepsister, played by Leah Marin. And this is directed by Emilie Blichfeldt?
Sure. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry if we butchered it.
Yeah, sorry about that. So she channels her lifelong body image struggles and draws on the brother's grim tale. It's a story about a mother determined to reshape her daughter at any cost in the ruthless pursuit of marrying the king. Set in the grim, mud-soaked kingdom where beauty is currency and the marriage to a prince is the only escape from poverty, the film follows Elvira, raised to believe her body is the barrier between a better life. Her mother is obsessed with status and perfection, forces her through extreme rituals, punishing beauty regimens and disturbing transformations to make her worthy of the royal attention. So throughout the story, Cinderella rises as the effortless favorite, while Elvira fights, breaks, and reshapes herself in pursuit of the same dream. All right, so that is the film, what it's about. Very exciting.
It's a hot topic.
It is. I really like this one. It's a Norwegian film, like I said at the top, so it's all in subtitles, so it's all in Norwegian. So you do have to pay attention to that. But I really enjoyed this film. I was really surprised that I liked this. The trailer was good, but then I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
She did a really good job of this. The director, this is her first feature film.
Yeah.
Her first feature film right out of film school, fairly out of film school, obviously. It takes a while to get places in the film industry. So it was her first feature. She worked very hard to get it made and just nailed it right out of the box.
She did
this one.
a great job.
But the other thing about that, and we'll talk about what we liked about the film and what we didn't like about the film, but we also wanted to touch on the theme of it, the through line of it. It was something that really resonated with me, not because I'm trying to be a woman and try to marry the king or anything like that.
I'll say, well,
yeah. So, but it was just the price that she would pay to go through. So this was the perfection forced on a woman in a fairy tale that, it just mirrored the real world pressures that we face today and that we see in society with, social media and the pressures of, young kids to look a certain way and the filters that we have on all these devices to make us not look the way we are. And we always are putting stuff up on these social medias that are not ourselves because we don't want to show the other side. It just really mirrored that. And like I said, I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but this takes place in the 18th century, 1800s. So it's just interesting to me that, how beauty was currency back then as well. You had to marry the prince. It didn't necessarily get you a job or a career because they weren't career people back then, but it was to try to get the guy and try to marry the prince, and it was your way in out of poverty into wealth.
Yeah.
This film becomes a metaphor for dysmorphia, and then I'm like, oh, I got to look up what dysmorphia is and everything like that. So it's a fear and obsession of imaging those flaws, just obsessing on those flaws. And then just her goal of it was her painful internal experiences, and she just didn't feel enough. And I just felt like that translated into today. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit, what your thoughts are on it. That I think it's just been a thing for the centuries of never ending.
Because I feel like we both resonated with this film, and especially me being as a woman, I think there's so much stigma and so much pressure on us, like Elvira, had in the film, and we're held on this pedestal of you have to put heels on and a dress and makeup and this and that and the other. And no, we don't. Like, I love running around in my workout clothes and a baseball cap and flip flops. Like, that's me every day if I don't have to dress up or we're not going on a date. I've had people come to me in my life that are close to me and say certain things. And, it makes you question, like, okay, should I have something done? Should I augment my body? Should I do this, do that? No, I should not. And I think, like, you have to just ignore the sound as loud as it gets. You just have to accept who you are and know that you're beautiful in your own skin, and screw everybody else, because that's basically how I feel every single day.
Yeah. And I felt like with this one, obviously it was her mother pushing her to have all these things done. And this is a body horror film. So it was things that they were doing, altering her body to make her, more beautiful and make her even fit into the glass slip. The slipper.
Oh, which was...
Yeah. So...
it makes me cringe.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. So it was just... It was hard to watch those things and watch her mother push her into that. And, I feel that was... Her mother was society's pressure of what we see today. Of, the society pushing us through the social medias and all that stuff to look a certain way to get a certain thing. And you don't need to do that to get, what you want in life. You need to, accept yourself, and you're beautiful in your own way and all that stuff. And that just was really resonated with me. And this film was the reimagining of Cinderella, because Cinderella was the main person in the Cinderella story, and this really focused around the ugly stepsister and what she went through to get there.
Yeah, to be even comparable to her sister. And it's really sad because some of the most beautiful people in the world don't see themselves as that, and then they go and have all these things done to them, and then you look at them and you're like, what did you do? You were so beautiful. Or I think it's just all acceptance, and don't, like I said, just drown out the noise and love yourself for who you are.
So like I was saying, there was Cinderella and then Elvira, and then just Elvira was the tragic broken one. She was pushed, manipulated, and broken. I think she came into it that way and was broken, and looked at herself initially from the beginning. And then, her mother didn't help when she wanted to push her to get to look good for the ball and marry the prince and everything. That her mother became the engine of transformation and disturbing. She was
like
selfish.
An obsession too.
Yeah. And that was the other thing too, is the willingness to sacrifice anything to gain that status. And you see that today. I mean, and everything like that. So it was just like her mother was willing to manipulate her body, her daughter's body to get there. It was just really blew my mind. And it was funny. It kind of reminded me, because I didn't watch this show, but I always saw stuff of it, of dance moms when, they pushed their children to be dress up and be these characters that they weren't supposed to. It just, that resonated with me when I was watching the film, that the dance moms thing came up. I obviously didn't watch that. It was not my kind of show.
I've seen bits and pieces. My mom was a dance mom, but not to that extreme. I mean, if I had to do a pageant or something, or, if I had to perform for a recital, like, that was the only time, but it was never like, that was the one thing I can say about my mom is, she was like, as long as you're happy doing this and you're fine with what we have to go through, great. And the day you say you're not is the date we stop. So, but yeah, that dance mom thing, woo, no thank you. Nope.
I found it very interesting too that the director, I can never remember her name, great name, really sweet woman, but she used Cinderella, a classic, fairy tale, and used it as a her vehicle to tell her story. Because like I said, she has had body issues all her whole life, and this is how it came out in that. So this is how she expressed all that traumatic stuff she's gone through her whole life. And then I thought, like, wait a minute, no, fairy tales are inherently violent. It's so I found it very funny that, fairy tales kind of ride that line. They are for children, but they have a violent nature to them. So this kind of really fit in, and using it from the Ugly Stepsister side, it really worked well, because it's just, they're already a little twist on the horror and the crazy anyway in fairy tales, especially the Brothers Grimm. So I think it worked right.
Yeah, I think it worked really well because I think it's just such a hot topic of conversation, and I think it will be for years to come.
Let's move on to what worked in the film. So I think we've kind of said this a little bit because obviously it's an unsettling topic anyway, but the film was creepy and unsettling already. It's the authentic world building was amazing. The sets were amazing. You said the costumes, you liked the costumes. I thought it was amazing. The wardrobe, they really put you right in that
time period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and the practical effects were raw and personal. Felt that way too. Because like I said, it is body horror, so there is a lot of, not a lot, but there's enough. There's enough that makes you squirm and everything. And I think body horror makes you squirm anyway because it's just, it's touching things on your body and changing it, and it just freaks you out a bit. But it worked. It really worked.
It did.
Those scenes.
I closed my eyes.
I said the director, her directing was really good. I think it really came through what she was trying to say and everything like that. But I will have to give a shout out to the actress, the main actress. Her performance was over the top amazing. These are all Norwegian actors and actresses, yes. And I was really impressed by her. She really, really embodied that character, and I really felt for her. I had empathy for her, for what she was going through. And then there's pressure from her mother, and she just got caught in the middle. And then it kind of went to the point where she's like, okay, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do to get there. And it doesn't go quite to plan the way she wants to.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think the film would have worked as well if all of these women didn't come to the table with their own body issues per se. Because, we did watch an interview with them, and they all said that they had at some point in time or were still going through like a certain issue with their body and accepting it. And I think that's what made this film work is they brought all of that raw, real emotion from their own lives into their characters.
Because I think it was cathartic for them too. I think they were able to work through some of their body issues actually going through the film.
Yeah.
And I think it also helped to know that they're not the only one out there. And I think that's why this podcast was important to talk about, because it has to be talked about that everybody's going through this.
Even if they say they don't.
And even if they say they're not.
No, they're not. Yeah.
So
no, I'm sorry. You're going through it at some point.
You go through that, and you have to work through it and know that it's going to be okay, and you just accept yourself. All right. So let's talk about what didn't work. So there are several
things.
Movies that deal with body horror. And they kind of compared this to The Substance. And I think people were thinking it's more like that. But The Substance and this one they dealt with body horror and images.
But in two totally different ways.
Two totally different ways.
Yeah.
It's almost apples and oranges. It's the same theme in a way, but it's just told in two different ways and in two different time periods. So I think people got overhyped because they were like, oh, it's like Substance, but it's not.
It's not.
So don't go into it thinking that it's not like The Substance. Yes, it does deal with image and body horror, but that's about it. Yeah, and other things, I think, because it is a horror. A lot of people are looking for. Some people, the real hardcore horror people, are looking for really bloody horror kind of things, and this wasn't as gory as some films are. No. But it does deal with that uncomfortable body horror stuff. Ugh. So I think it will get some people for sure.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of body horror. That is probably like the most squeamy you're ever going to see me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
So it also too is it's a slow burn film. The pacing is slow, and occasionally it goes on for a little too long on the scenes and stuff like that. And then another thing that I had was there are time jumps, weird time jumps. Like you'll be in a scene and then all of a sudden there's another, it goes to another scene. And you're like, well, what happened? Oh,
Yeah.
And I get you want to be efficient and cut stuff out, but it really was like
it was a head tilter.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't know what's going on now. So there is some of that as well in there, but not enough to make me stop watching it either because I watched the whole thing.
And I think too, for a lot of people that are not used to maybe European films, this one definitely had a sex shocker value. So if you're not one of those people that's really hot and heavy into explicit sex scenes.
Yeah, there was one explicit and then there was some other nudity stuff, but the one that was just kind of weirdly done. So just FYI.
Yeah,
just fast forward through that if you don't want to see that. The ending is very interesting. The ending with her mother and the way she ends up, Elvira ends up, and her mother. It's a very heavy hitter. It's not one of those like, yay, happy ending, everybody wins kind of thing. Definitely not that at all. So if you're expecting a joyous end to it, you're not going to get that either. Mm-hmm. But again, not all films have to end like that. They don't have to be joyous, happy, you get what you want kind of thing.
The girl got the prince type of thing.
Yeah, literally, right? So it's definitely not that at all. Yes. All right. So let's get into the recommendation here. Just a couple things though. This film premiered at Sundance in January of 2025 earlier this year, almost a year old.
Yeah.
Went on streaming about April or May of this year. So it's on streaming. If you haven't seen it yet, go check that out. And if you like body horror, psychological discomfort, body horror kind of thing, you're definitely going to like this. I think it's a great message. If you're dealing with those body horror images or you just like that kind of movie, I would definitely check it out. And what is your rating?
3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't do body horror very well.
No,
so
I know.
It was
okay. 3.5. I'm going
for me.
Solid 4.
Solid 4. Okay.
Solid 4.
Solid 4. We are on differences this time. I love that for us.
Yes. I'd have to put two different things up now. All right. So if you liked this content and you enjoyed our podcast, please like and subscribe. Hit that button for those likes and those subscribes. It helps out the channel a lot. Yes, please comment below.
Yes, we love our comments. We do respond back to the comments.
We do respond to them. And I think the comment should be, what is your favorite body horror movie? Oh. Is it this one? Is it another one? Mm-hmm. And we'll comment below as well. Or just say hi.
Yeah. Or just comment if you kind of agree with us about how society and beauty are so conflicting all the time.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I'd love to have a conversation about that. Any of those comments, please put them below and we'll respond. And thank you for joining us. We're on YouTube if you're watching us, or any audio platform that has podcasts, we're on. Mm-hmm. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.